Hey there, friends. It's Stephanie Crevens with the Problem Solver School, where I share tips and encouragement so you can fix your hot messes. And today we are continuing the conversation about meetings and the hot mess that are our meetings and our businesses. If you have not yet watched the first video where I give you the meeting challenge, I want you to use the links below to do that, where we open up and invite you to really evaluate how you're using your meetings with a challenge and then some daily tips. So follow those links, go back and do the challenge on your own time frame, and let's make our meetings better in our organizations. Today, I want to talk about what meetings are not for. Leaders, during that meeting challenge, I gave you some simple tips, right? These are really great places to start if you are not using some of these best practices already. And they're simple by design. One is, if you're not doing these consistently, you're not having consistently great meetings. So first off, go back and ask yourself, are you doing these things on a consistent basis? If the answer is yes, take it up a level and get really creative with your team about how you host meetings, when you host meetings, and what you're getting out of them. But you need to start with the basics if you're not doing that already, by putting a lot more boundaries around how you're using very expensive time for your organization. So let's dig into what not to use meetings for, okay? One is, you cannot use meetings, you should not use meetings to call out people for poor performance. That's just bad form. It makes you look like a jerk, okay? So we always want to make sure we're criticizing privately and praising publicly. Now that's different from accountability, right? That's different from talking about results and actions in meetings. But if someone is having a consistent performance problem, that needs to be dealt with one-on-one. Meetings are not for telling the whole group that they have a behavior issue, especially if it's only a one or two person problem. So when you come to the group and say, hey guys, remember, we're not supposed to be late. We start at 9 a.m. and everyone knows you're talking about one or two people, you're coming across as passive aggressive. And I don't want you to do that, because that's not good leadership. Third, meetings are not for information sharing or presentations by you or anybody else. If it's an information sharing or a presentation gathering, tell people that. But when you tell them that it's a meeting, they expect to participate. They expect to brainstorm. They expect to make decisions, and they expect some information in advance. If it's just information sharing, it's okay to gather people for that, but just be upfront about it and be transparent about why you're gathering people together. Next, meetings are not for brainstorming without a complete lack of purpose, especially business purpose. There are very few people that want to use their time at work to brainstorm just for fun. And if they do, tell them that that's what it's for. Again, be transparent about what this brainstorming session is about, and let it be optional. Because for some people, they do get their creative juices from that. That's great. But for a lot of people, they need much more practicality to it, and it needs to be connected to their business goals. Otherwise, it's just not fair to ask them to spend their time doing that. Meetings are not for building consensus or getting buy-in. Y'all use that word buy-in a lot. I'm not even sure what you mean when you say that, but buy-in is emotional engagement. Emotional engagement does not come because you invited them to a meeting. Emotional engagement comes from building trust and doing the work together over the long term. So if you want buy-in, we need another video on that. That's not this one, but inviting someone to a meeting because you want their buy-in is a bit disingenuous, I think. Tell me in the comments if you think I'm off base on that one, but that's how I perceive it. A meeting is not the best first place for you to present an idea. There's a great book called The Work of Leaders if you're interested in digging into this technique. But the best way for a leader to present an idea for change, for innovation, for a new process is doing it one-on-one with each person, gathering their feedback on why it may work and why it may not work, recalibrating their idea, and then presenting it to the whole team. But the first step, the first place that you need to present an idea is not at the staff meeting, because oftentimes you're not going to get the best feedback, you're not going to get the best reaction. And so do it one-on-one first before you proceed. All right, friends, those are my ideas on what meetings are not for. Be really honest with yourself. Are you using meetings for that, for some of those purposes? If you are, cut it out, reach out to me. I'll give you some helps on what to do. All right, friends, I hope you've enjoyed the meeting challenge. It's been fun for me putting together all this information because I hear from my clients all the best ways and worst ways that they're using meetings. So I wanted to share with you some tips and tricks so you can avoid their pitfalls too. And now it's time to get off the internet and be a problem solver who gets the real shit done. And I hope you're getting some more real work done in your meetings after our meeting challenge. I want to hear from you. Share your comments, your stories wherever you're watching this, because we always learn from you too. All right, have a great day, and I will see you soon.